free unless everybody's free. That's not just some lefty cliche. That's a fact. The networks of power, the structures of power that oppress people in one country are connected to the structures that oppress people in this country. So for black folk to get free, everybody needs to be free.
What the hell did I just listen? This dusty ass black American just said it, right? For black Americans to be free, everybody else has to be free. This is that slave morality shit that I keep talking about, right? Bro, why are we out here, right, doing the same stuff, talking up from a position of weakness as always? That's the biggest BS. Look, if black Americans are going to support someone, support the dusty Africans. Why? Because guess what? We look similar to you, right? We do actually care about each other from a racial perspective, at the very least, right? Racialize it. But this nigga just said somehow black Americans need to align with Palestine. Bro, that's the biggest BS. And that's why I keep saying, right? The title of the show is Black Americans Docile, right? That's the spirit of docility. Always begging for equality, right? Should they learn from the superior Africans? Right? That's the title of this conversation. I'll be opening up the chat a little bit. Hopefully I see a bunch of Africans and black Americans call in and tell me why I'm wrong or right, because that's insane. Literally insane. If everyone else is not free, black Americans should be only thinking about dusty African. Think about me and how I'm going to pay my rent. Don't think about dusty ass Palestinian. Leave that to the Muslims. Right? Leave it to the Islamics. This is insane.
Have an opportunity to not just offer solidarity in words, but to commit to political action, grassroots action, local action, and international action that will give us what justice requires. And that is a free Palestine from the river to the sea. When I said free Palestine from the river to the sea, I was making a call for justice for Palestinian people who live inside the state of Israel, for those Palestinian people who are in the West Bank, and for those who are in.
Yep. Shout out. Let me just go ahead. Yeah, so guys, the link is open. I'm not done with my presentation, but you can call in, right? You can call in if you'd like. Kaizo, my tribe is Habar Dollar. Okay. Now, Mali boy, you're obviously from the north, right? You're Mali boy, right? You're Somalilander. So you're my guy. You're my guy. Stupid preacher, cadence while saying nonsense. Exactly. Right? Mark Lamont is an idiot, more than an idiot, right? This guy's IQ is probably smaller than my left toenail, right? Over there on Sunday morning. This is literally the most insane thing I've ever heard. Right? Preaching out here for some dusties, bro. Listen, Palestine. Do you know when slavery was ended in Palestine? Right? Let's do this shit, right? Because I've been trying to be nice here, right? Let's do it, right? Let's do it. Kaisorian low-level research, right? Let's see when was slavery ended in Palestine, right? Let's do this shit. Oh, no. Of course it was ended, right? By the Ottoman Empire. Never mind. That's a bad example. Let's use a country right next to it, right? Let's use Jordan. No, let's use Saudi. Okay, Saudi Arabia, right? Because the Ottomans did end slavery, right, in Palestine in 1890s, right, over there. So let me go share my screen right now, and I'll show you when slavery was ended over here, right, in Palestine. We'll talk about the Arabs, right, because this is who you niggas love to align with, right? 1962, bro. You niggas want to be aligning with a bunch of dusties who in 1962 was still enslaving you. Right? Okay, it wasn't black Americans, right? It was dusty ass Bantus, right? From East Africa. But 1962, bro. At the very least, the white man ended slavery in like what? 1800s, right? I'm just saying, niggas, you gotta get your shit in the right perspective. Mohammed Abshir Lian, what's good, Mohammed? Long time. Over there. What's good, Mohammed? Ninja, you not trying to be nice. Andre, you should. Yeah, Andre, come up, by the way. I do need you because my dusty ass internet isn't doing everything that it should. Oh, you did know, man. This Andre niggas actually high IQ today, right? Yeah, Lebanon. Let's look at Lebanon, right? Let's look at Lebanon. Look at that shit, man. 19 right, it was abolished by by the French in 1931. So I'm just saying Lebanon is the closest to the Palestinians, right, over there with the Jordanians, etc. 1931. So I'm just saying these niggas literally would have been owning your ass in 1931, right, since you look like the Bantus that was being enslaved there, and the Ethiopians, right, 1931. So bro, like I keep saying it, right, keep it real and keep it exact, right? This shit is not for us, right? Only the Muslims, right? Shout out to Muhammad, right, over there. The Muslims can make an argument, right? Because guess what? It's their people. It's about the ummah, the brotherhood, right? But everybody else, right? Alexis says, I read him off a live stream once with my comments. I can't remember what platform, maybe Netta. Okay, shut up. Ike says, you deep in these streets. Uh oh. Don't expose her like that, Ike. She might have to run away to. They still have them in Lebanon. It's not a secret. Damn. See, that's crazy. That's insane.
Since we're
Baba T
doing
says,
Google searches
ask
here,
Mark Lamont the last time the Palestinians gave a bleep about the plight of blacks. Of course they don't care, right? So, anyways, Andre, what's good? What's good, brother? How's my
that's good, bro.
not autistic? You got ADHD. What's good? What's good, brother?
I have ADHD.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. I was gonna say that since we're doing Google searches here, I Google searched the when Jamaica got their independence. It was actually the same year, 1962. We're talking about
Oh wow,
helping the Palestinians, right? And like
interesting. Hmm.
typically 80 OS, like like obviously Americans, they fucking
Hmm.
they don't consider us to be part of them. Like we're just immigrants to them, even though like there's a lot of things that we've done to influence their
Hmm.
culture. But yet we're here
Right, I
talking
see.
about helping out Palestinians.
No. See, this is interesting, right? I never understood the whole ADOS culture thing because to me, all the black diasporans very similar to me, right? They have very similar history actually, right? And to me, they're the same people. So when I see the separation between ADOS and Jamaicans are not us, they're tethers, or I've never understood that perspective in any real sense, right? Because to me, they're all from the same stock of people, right? They have a very similar history, right? In terms of, um, you know, we know the history, right? So it's kind of interesting that some of these people are out here talking about making unions soon with the Palestinians, but they're leaving behind actual other diasporans who are actually their people. To me,
And
that
like
just doesn't make sense to me.
the sad thing is, they think that the main thing that could contribute to their economy over there is like rap, hip hop music, and Jamaicans were a major influence in that. Like literally, the
Mm.
first person was Jamaican that was
Yeah.
making like Cool Herc. Like he was
Hmm.
Jamaican,
Oh yeah,
which
I
is
did hear
sad.
about that. Mhm.
Which is sad though to consider that to be the main thing, right? It's just like there's so much other things we could be doing outside of fucking music. Like,
Mhm. Yeah, but I think okay. So you are right about Jamaica. I think the whole music thing is just maybe the thing that was like the largest export internationally. Because I know in Kenya right now, if you come and like, if someone asks you, okay, what is Kenya's like music? Like, what do young Kenyan people like our age, what kind of music are they into? It's genge tone, and that's literally just like a heavily Jamaican influenced Kenyan music. It's so similar to
yeah,
reggaeton, and they just kind of Africanized it a little bit with the Afro beats, like Kenyan beats in there. But realistically speaking, Jamaica has heavily influenced, Kenya's music scene, not just music culture. Like right now, we have things called matatus, and if you look at a matatu, I might actually make a video on it, right, on the matatus. Matatus is basically just graffiti. We have so much Black American culture imbued. So when you talk about this so-called Pan Africanism, Kenya's definitely doing it because we are actually integrating culture. Shout out to Mohammed Abshir. He says, "Bro, do you also know about the slaves in Lebanon? Those areas included Circassian Caucasians. It wasn't based on color; it was just a norm during the time." Um, well, okay. Mohammed, you are correct. In the beginning of the slave trade in the Arabian Peninsula, it did include all the people, right? AKA the word Slavs, right? As they're being exported. That actually comes from the Balkan, the Baltic states over there, right? However, it did reach a point whereby black slaves were being prioritized. Even the word Abid, right? They actually called the Afro-Palestinians Abid, right? That's what they call them, right? Or Kushi. Kushi does come from the word Kushite, right? But Kushi doesn't mean a good thing. It's almost like nigger in the Arab world, right? So if they call you Kushi or they call you Abid or Adon, that just basically means slave. So yes, you are right. There were white slaves too. That's why Saudis are heavily mixed with white people, right? Because of the white slaves that they had. However, they did kind of reach a convergence where black slaves were sort of now known as a slave caste. But anyway, we've got new panelists. What's good, brother? Baba T. Hopefully, you're drinking your tea over there.
Happy, happy
What's good,
summer,
brother?
Kaiser. Good to hear from you again, and greetings to everybody listening, also in the comment section.
Great.
Yeah, what I find very interesting about people like Lamont is that there's this belief system that black people, let me be particular now, that African Americans cannot stand on their own when advocating for their rights. That they always have to latch on to somebody else's struggle, or like somebody piggybacks on their own struggle to achieve this their own aim. And oftentimes, what happens is they get used. So, for example, now immigration, sexual orientation, you will see groups that they've seen black. We are pretty much it's like an IV, right? You kind of piggyback on it. You remember when what's the name of this lady, this professor from Brown University, went before the House, um, the House recently. She's a lesbian black, and she's there pretty much to defend the LGBTQ rights. Do you know why they couldn't go after her? Because of her skin color and because she's a woman. So they
He's a
use the
double
skin color
minority.
as a shield. So when it comes to immigration, sexuality, issues like that, when you join all these groups, it's not like a symbiotic or mutually beneficial relationship. You are getting used to for others to achieve their aim. You don't get anything at the end of the day. So I don't understand why black people, especially in America, continue, or they have this mentality. People like Lamont, I mean, that they always have to latch on to other people's struggles to achieve their own aim. I don't get why they always do that. It's very baffling to me. I don't get it. And so that is my concern. I mean, I've known him for years. It used to make sense like 10, 11 years ago. No, almost 15 years ago. He used to come on Glenn Bett's show on the old CNN channel. But maybe it's getting paid off, because this is the same Lamont that came online talking about defending transgenderism as part of black struggle, Kaiser. He
Wait,
found,
wait, wait,
he
wait, wait.
found a way. He found a way.
No,
No, no.
are you
He,
serious?
he found a way to tie. Go watch the interview he did with Candace Owens like months ago, like 6 or 7 months ago.
Oh my god.
He found a way
Oh.
to tie black struggle to transgenderism.
How?
Well,
How do you do that?
the
So this is what they do. This so-called liberal intellectuals,
Mm,
they always tie black struggle. So what happens is you dilute your own issue. Nobody actually remembers what you're even fighting for.
well,
that's
the
interesting.
I wouldn't necessarily say they tied it to the black struggle. It's more they commandeered it.
Andy, can you speak about?
That's even worse.
I can barely hear you, Andre.
Exactly.
Can you repeat that, Andre?
Sorry, I said I wouldn't necessarily say that they tied it to the black struggle. They more so commandeered it.
Right. So it's more, but it's not mutually beneficial. This so-called
It's
partnership
not. It's beneficial for them.
right? Those ones benefit, but you as a black person in the equation don't get anything. You get used and done.
But we don't matter though. They
Right.
matter.
Case in point was the Obama presidency. everybody just pretty much used black people to get immigration laws passed. People, gay, everybody was getting the only people that did not get anything to do with Obama era was black people, like race specific. But they didn't get anything, but it got used. They were joining all the committees and joining all the marches and all the agitation, but they didn't get anything. And here we go again. And I watched him. I think a year ago. It was him and the guy running for. No, it was not. This is another guy. They were talking about. They find it very annoying as liberal intellectuals that people like us come online discussing it, that pretty much black people online, like regular folks like you and I, are not qualified to have opinions about black struggle. But because they are the educated ones, they are the professors, the Harvard graduates. So we should allow them tell us what to do because they know better. So they find it insulting that you are even talking right now.
Well, for me, I would say it's kind of a contradicting statement just to say a liberal intellectual. I know, like
I know, but in context of like, yeah. But you know what I'm talking about. But that space is very, it's like a class system, like where if you're not that Harvard or Yale graduate, talking as a black person is seen as that because you're not qualified enough to speak, because you don't have enough information to even address the issue. And
I wanted to also comment on the thing that you said earlier. I don't remember your exact statement. It was something along the lines of how come they're not standing up for themselves, basically. And I would more so say that they got beaten into submission. Like every time they get a leader, they get assassinated. So where's the motivation going to come from to want to do it again?
Yeah,
you know what the outcome is going to be most likely.
Okay, let me clarify that statement so you know where I'm coming from. So when I say they link up with other people that struggle, is that the people that profess or proclaim to be leaders of the movement are pretty much plants of this those white liberals. They handpick who should be your leader, as opposed to it being organic or you finding a new strategy. Like you said, if your leaders are being killed over the years, you would think, okay, let's find a different approach. Might not be what they're proposing or what they've been doing, but people that now claim or profess or being put on TV, on CNN, on all this as the new black faces or leadership are pretty much handpicked by white liberals, not from the people themselves. Lamont is not someone that black people will say, oh, he should lead us. But some way, somehow, he gets all the exposure on TV. How do you think that is? White liberals put him there.
Yeah. This it's actually interesting, BT. On the previous channel, on Dr. Thunder's channel, we were actually discussing something similar about social hierarchy and leaders and everything. And one thing I noticed, and one actually, one second, fake Andre.
So basically, if you're a black leader and if you're too radical, and you're not a safe pick for white liberals, you don't get promoted.
BT, here's the problem, right? It's a perennial problem since the beginning of time, and it's actually the same point I made like an hour ago. Unfortunately, when it comes to black people in the diaspora, we like to integrate so much that we even fear just having a movement that is entirely just us, right? This is a black movement for black people and not tying anything. You go to the UK. When I used to live in the UK, guess what? The movement was called Black BMAE or something, BAME or something, Black and Minority Ethnic sort of coalition.
Something. Yeah, I'm interested in this actually topic because you said that actually black people who are pro-black, there should be. You say that they shouldn't align with the Middle Eastern, the Palestinian struggle. That's your take right now. But what I'm getting at is if you're gonna be a freedom fighter, are you gonna be against like the cruelty?
Andre,
please, can you, Scooby, let's clarify something. What we're saying is this: even if you have to form alliance with people, it has to be mutually beneficial.
Exactly.
Not just one where you've been used.
I understand that. But what I'm asking is, are you going to be against the action that like people getting suppressed? But you don't have to fight for them. You know, like the action. You know, it should be like.
No, let me ask you a question. Hang on, Andre. Right, you're a young man, right?
Mhm.
Okay, you're missing some aspects over here that us oldies might have a little bit of clue. A simple example is this: who cares about the morality of this whole situation? It's about power, leverage, and maintaining peace afterwards. Meaning, whether we condemn Israel or not, it's irrelevant. What needs to happen is one side has to win this war. That's the thing. Someone has to win it so that peace can come. And after peace comes, we can make strategic alliances with one of them. And then once we do that, once we're powerful now, we can now decide to start enforcing our own moral order around the world. We can't enforce a moral order.
Technically, if wait, Kaiser. Technically, if you choose one has more value that they can bring you. One is like a dog that got kicked down so much that they have nothing to give you. You know, technically, but this is like if you want to take the moral high ground, you know, you should like see this
You're already
action
taking
wrong.
moral
You
high
know.
ground.
Kaiser, do you know the reason why black people don't like the Palestine? Because the elder people, the Muslim elder people killing people in Africa. That's usually in line with them. Because
Salam alaikum, Kaiser.
Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh. MashaAllah. Welcome, Nilo, to the show. Let the Igbo brother finish, then you can go ahead afterwards.
but Kaiser, things confusing Palestine. In the Bible, Bible talk about the Israelite, but Palestine said they own the land. So I'm very confused who owned that land.
Okay, so let me give you context here, right? There is no such thing as a Palestinian, right? Palestinian was created right after the Ottoman Empire. The ancient Romans called that land Palestina, which basically is they're making fun of the fact that these were the ancient Philistines. But there's no such thing as a Palestinian. That's a really modern concept, right? So there were Arabs there, and there were Jews there, and there were also Black Ethiopians over there, right? This is during the 1900s. You could see the old videos. You see Black people there. You see some Arabs, and you see a couple Mizrahi Jews and Arabic Jews. The white Jews, the Ashkenaz, right, as they call themselves, and some of the Spanish ones, Sephardic ones, they came in much later after the 1960s, right? But the original inhabitants of that land are Black people, right? Ethiopians, aka Cushites from Egypt. We also have the Arabs, and also you have some Jews, but they're the Jewish people from that region, aka Arabic Jews or Mizrahi Jews. Ashkenaz, aka German Jews, are very recent.
But you know, if you read Genesis in the Bible, talk about the Israelites in the Bible. That's not confused. It's confusing. Who are the Israelites?
Hold on.
So yes,
Kaiser, I think let me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I doubt your facts. So when it was under the Ottoman occupation, right? That's what you're referring to. Prior to the 1949, during the Ottoman era,
yes,
there were people. We agree on that. There were some people there, but those people, the remnants of them, you can still see them in modern Palestine, right? Like there were some Black people, Palestinians. Yes, there. Even on this the hijacking thing, I've seen some dark-skinned Palestinians like support, with the Hamas, like with the terrorists, right? So yeah, there are Black people in the Gaza area, right? So, but those people were taken there as slaves. It's not like they were indigenous from that land. They were taken to that area via slavery. Would you agree?
Yeah, we can agree, but do you think that they're fighting for wrong things though? Like because that you do you see the Black people in there like they are, you know, misled, you know, they shouldn't be there, you know, fighting for quote unquote the cause of Black people. They're not from there, but is that what you're referring to, you know?
No, but like the problem is those people over time has become Arabized. They're Muslim obviously because they were there as slaves to begin with, so they inherited their master's religion. So they're at this point they consider themselves Palestinians and they're Muslim, and most Muslims support. Yeah, they are. You can say that because this thing we call ethnicity and culture, like someone mentioned yesterday, it evolves over time. Now it's their identity. Probably prior to that, they were probably identified as Igbo or Yoruba or Ashanti, right? Or Kikuyu or Kaizo or.
But why could
No,
what's
like that.
this guy's out here calling me a slave. I'm done. I'm
No,
done,
no.
bro.
I'm just with you. But like that's the fact, though.
but guys,
This guy.
the thing,
Yeah.
the reason I think that Palestine is a fight, because Israel is the only place in the Middle East that's Jew and Christian, the only place in the Middle East. So why the fighting over? Give Israel the land. Give the Jews one place in the Middle East for them to stay. Because most of the Middle East is Muslim. So I don't know why they're
No,
fighting.
because like if you do not have like an Ashkenazi IQ in that area, it will be just another third world country without the Ashkenazi IQ.
Oh my god.
Like,
Okay,
you actually
there is
believe in
yeah.
that's been extreme.
No, Andre, Ashkenazis have like an IQ of 110 on average. That's the highest for any single ethnic group.
That's
in the
the
world.
average in the West, brother. What do you mean?
No, average anywhere. Africa is even lower. It's like 70, bro.
Wait,
like,
forget the IQ,
bro.
yeah, okay. Forget the IQ. Like you know how much money like Israel gets from America every year? I don't know, billions of dollars, right?
I don't know.
So all that money, all that support from the West, and the skill set they bring this Ashkenazi Jews, it does more good to the area if we're objective than bad, really.
Can I have a question to ask?
Really.
People
It does.
Jordan,
Like Israel right now is like one of the top high-tech sectors, technology.
That they're good for the region, but the region don't like them. The region is like they have so much enemies in the region. No one recognizes them in the region of the Middle East.
What do you mean no one recognized them? Egypt recognized them after they got their ass whipped. Now they say like Israel was like, "Who's your daddy?" In the 6-Day War, and Egypt was like Moses. So they're completely, like they got their ass whipped, and then now they're allies. And a lot of Arab countries are making that move. They're quickly learning that, like you cannot fight the West, so they're making peace with Israel. So the trend is these people who have a lot of oil in their country with no educated manpower, they're warming up to the technology and the money Israel can, provide to that area.
Hang on. So, Nilo, let me.
You're not being pro.
So, hal dakiko isi walalo over there, right? Let me, and then you can come after me, Andre, right? And then we'll go to the Igbo brother and then the other Andre. Okay, I got to rename you, bro. I can't keep calling you Andre. There's two Andres. Okay, I'll just call you Dasmali from now on. Is that okay, Andre? Can I call you Dasmali from now?
No, you should call me. Yeah, you can call me that.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Okay. I now dub thee Dasmali the third. Okay. So, anyways,
I don't even know what that means.
You know, of course, you know what a Dasmali is, bro. I mean, it's a dusty Somali, bro. But anyways, so from now on, I'll call you Dasmali, right? So here's the issue that I have, and I want to respond to Nilo, right? And to niggas watching this stream, Nilo is this guy calling himself Wakanda, right? We don't know if he's actually a Habesha or if he's a Nilo from Mursi land, right? Either way, he's uncivilized. That's all we know. But anyways, so Nilo, here's the issue with here's where I agree with your argument, right? Africans, right? We seem to lack this ability, and this Mark Lamont Hill just proved it, right? Instead of just fighting for our own causes, right? Actually, liberation for our own specific individual causes, we start bringing dusties from all over the planet, and then we're muddying the waters. We're obviously diluting the cause until nothing actually happens, right? Obama, the first Kenyan president in America, did more shit for these let's get busy together people than Black Americans. Right, that's the shit that keeps happening all across time. So how do we prevent this from happening? How do we prevent emotional, feminine niggas like Dasmali over here from leading the pack and us focusing on Israel is the power?
Why you cooking me?
Israel
literacy got to Somalia in the 1970s, so they gotta be easy on the brother. They just didn't have enough time.
Sorry, Andre.
Brother, what I was trying to say is like you're not coming from an angle of a pro-African. You're coming from a pro-Israeli side. I want to understand you, brother. Nothing. It has nothing to do with us. I understand, but you have so much weird takes on it. Like it has nothing to do with Africa.
But that's Smiley. Let me ask you a question, right? Shout out to you. Also, Andre, I like the fact that you've grown a little bit, man. You used to be a little bitch, now you're actually a man. So, mad respects. But, 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 I got a question for you, Andre. Right? Here's the issue, right? Andre, the African Union recognizes which country do you think it recognizes out of the two countries?
It should recognize Israel. I think it
Okay,
does
but
because Israel is
no,
in the African Union.
it doesn't
It's an
recognize
observer
Israel.
state. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, it recognizes Palestine, though. You see what I'm
What?
saying, Andre? Yes, African Union officially recognizes a dusty country. That's not even a real country. Instead of recognizing,
Kaiser. To be fair, I think it comes from like South Africa because South Africa has so much clout in the African Union. You know, they hate like they're like traumatized by apartheid. You know, they can't agree with like minorities getting treated any way. You know, maybe guys, what is your take on the South African? You know, they have like you think these niggas are like Muslim because you think, bro, they have like I just think they have same opinion, you know, as a Muslim nation. It's actually interesting to me.
yeah. No, you're making some good points. Oromo Janjaweed, shout out to you, brother. It says, Mali boy, Arabia was originally occupied by African people, got nothing to do with slavery. The purest Arabs are Bani Rashid. Okay, so yeah, Janjaweed, you're making a lot of sense there. I think the issue is, right, we're talking about the Horners who came back on the back migration. They're already there, right? And they were there prior to slavery. You are correct. The genes are there and all that stuff. Yeah. He is correct there, right? About the back migration. Andre says, Ike, I still haven't finished your You got to finish those series, by the way, because personality types is literally how Ike makes money. That's how he makes sure he's not utilizing useless employees who don't add value. Say that
You know
again.
what? You know one thing I noticed about you, Kaizo.
I said, why'd you put me on blast
Like
like
you
that?
make your speech based on the audience. You somehow adjust to to the IQ level of the panel. Somehow, because you know how to like speed it up, slow it down a little bit.
Wait,
So
wait,
that's kind of cool.
guys.
Nala, can I ask you a question? Nala, be
Sure,
honest
sure,
with
sure.
me, brother. What's your take on the Arabs? Like, what is your actual true take on them?
On the Arabs,
Arabs, yeah, and African relationship.
I like the Arab. I think they're good people, naive but good, and they're cultured. You know, Islam being part of their culture. If you're too religious, that means you're too cultured in my eyes. So that's just an observation from afar. Other than that, um, I don't really have anything bad
Do you
against
still
the
believe
Arab.
in Tawedo Orthodox Christianity from Ethiopia? Like, do you believe in it?
No, no, I said I'm culturally because that thing defines like religion is a way of life for a lot of people, believe it or not. Particularly so in Islam, right? Some people like people say it's just a religion. No, it's a way of life. It even tells you what to do in the bathroom. What after you take a shit in Islam, right? Like I don't know, you gotta wash up or something.
Oh my god, are you serious?
But
So,
Like, you gotta watch this.
Wait,
so, but
my
the point
opinion.
is, hold on, let me finish my thought,
Yes.
right? So, if it is a way of life, this thing, religion, the Gregorian calendar, like even how you count day, like is defined by the church. The church used to be like the where the knowledge used to be, right? So it has a prominent role in building a nation and society.
Good
And
point.
for that reason, I cannot separate myself from my ethnic identity and from the predominant religion, which is Tawhid, which is a guardian of that culture. It's
Interesting.
like
So,
there is a synergy between that institution and the ethnicity itself. So
okay,
for that purpose
interesting.
only, but like in terms of my views on deity, God, and stuff like that, that's just bullshit.
Casual. Is it like brain dead to agree with your society if your society is like pro-Israeli, but you don't want to have an opinion that goes against that? You know.
It means you're scared, bro. You gotta be a real man. Stop being a bitch ass nigga. Say what you want
No,
to
no,
say, bro. It's a free speech place, Andre. Be a man. Well, what's your position, right?
let me take my position. I think that
Okay.
Israel, you know, I don't. Hamas is Hamas should be destroyed. It's like a dictatorship. it should be destroyed, but Hamas doesn't. Hamas is not the Palestinian people. Palestinian people are suffering, but Hamas doesn't help. The Hamas kills innocent people, and we should all like condemn innocent people who are dying. Hamas kills kids, and it's like very graphical videos in the internet. The Hamas it kills women and babies. Like,
bro.
I'm
Let me ask
against
you a
that.
question.
I'm against that.
What
Yeah, I'm
difference?
against.
Let me ask you a question. What
Yeah.
difference is there between killing a woman and a baby, bro? I don't give a shit if you kill a woman, baby. If you kill me, that's when I'm coming for you. Right? No, Andre. No, Andre, tell me. What difference is there between killing a baby and killing your brother?
Bro, I feel like you come from you gotta you're using self-defense right there. Like you
I'm
care about
thinking
yourself.
human life matters. You don't need to start bringing babies and women and shit, bro. A woman's life is not worth more than my life.
No. What I mean about that is like they're not killing military men. Men who are in the military. They're killing innocent people, and I'm against that. Yeah. They're fighting innocent people with no thing, and I'm against that. That's actually cruel.
But like you guys, like the deeper point here is like the most important takeaway from this whole conflict is, can we all agree that these people, the Palestinians and the so-called, at least the Mizraim Jewish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like these were people who were known as Canaanites in the old days, right? So the dividing line between them is probably just a learned culture, pretty much like the religion, right? So these people.
Okay, so perhaps between the Mizrahis and the Arabs, maybe, but the Ashkenaz, these people are from Europe.
Ashkenaz have stayed too much outside. Yeah, they were influenced by that. But like even them, like so if we agree these are one people, so this tells us that how divisive religion can be, really, right? Like your perceived identity, something you created for yourself, right? Like social norms and all these things. It's based on that you feel so different from someone who's genetically related to you, right? So like this is like a cautionary tale that how careful we should be about like.
Isn't this what's happening in your country, brother?
Wait,
you are a Habesha
everywhere
right now. No, in Ethiopia.
He's a Habesha.
He's a Habesha, and Habeshas are fighting each other. Tigray is fighting with the Amhara.
Habeshas are getting bug broken right now. Holy.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
I came for a high IQ conversation, but you guys wanna
no. But look, I got one thing to say. What do we
good, bro?
What do we gain from this? Like,
what I wanted to emphasize was this perceived identity politics is deadly, because even when we are the same, like genetically, right? Even if we're originally from the same geographical area, based on our own like created perception of identity, which we call culture and religion, we murder each other.
Yeah, that's true. People. That's why like,
because if it wasn't for a religion, if it wasn't for a culture or an ethnicity, these people, why do they have to quarantine 2 million people in a place called Gaza? Because it's based on perceived difference from each other, and that thing is artificial. It's man-made. It's not natural.
Yeah,
you guys agree?
Yeah, guys. Okay, do you feel like this, like having this topic, kind of ruins, your bag? You see what I'm getting at? Like YouTube, YouTube doesn't like it. Like.
Yeah, of course, right? Like you're right. I may not keep up the stream, Andre, if that's what you're asking. Correct.
Yeah. It's like a very controversial, extremely controversial topic.
Yeah, that's good. Sometimes being a bitch ass nigga is a good thing.
I mean, like he's kind of tribal though, like very tribal.
Yeah, people.
And that's a primitive tendency. Like being tribal is like very, very primitive. I don't encourage it. Like you're tribal, so that is a. I'm not tribal.
Do we have something like that in the Palestinian and Israeli situation? Something like that in Africa? Do we have something like that? We used to have it.
We got the Somalis claiming that they own Ethiopian land, Ogaden and Kenyan land in the North Federation district until they went to war with both of us. Sorry, they went to war with Ethiopia.
Technically, that's a Somali man. Let's be real.
Well,
Do you
that's
agree?
what the Palestinians say, right? It's
No.
right.
Historically, and we live there right now. We live there. What do you mean, bro?
No,
Historic.
Somali, the nation, claims that that's their land. That's the problem.
That's true. That's true.
But like, let me ask you this, Kaido, like, and also to the Somali brother, right?
Yeah.
If there are right now about 23 million Somalis, right now, right?
Yeah.
And there was a census conducted in the 70s. There were about 3 million Somalis, right, in the Somali region, and this 1970s, right? If we extrapolate that number backward in time, did these people even exist during the Middle Age?
There was like 2 of them.
Yeah. No. It would, because like it's very natural that human. If you look in the past, the human population didn't pass like 2 billion in the world. 2 billion people.
Yeah.
100
2 billion,
million.
bro. It was 100 million. No, we're
100
talking about
million.
2
No,
billion.
it's not 2 billion. So you're right. It was like 100
Okay.
and 400
Okay,
million.
you haven't directly addressed my question though. So if in the 1970, if there were 3 million Somalis, let's say on the 1st century AC, how many Somalis were there? 0? Based on
brother,
extrapolation.
I'm answering your question. The human population always been stable. Now it fluctuated so much and it got higher. It's unnatural that we got this much human in the world. It shows that
You gotta
it's
answer the
like
question.
no.
But you haven't answered my question though. Like my question was very
I
specific.
am trying to get to it.
You
Yeah.
answer wrong.
It has to be like around 100K. Yeah.
What? Because the growth rate, like between 1970 and now, is probably 3%, 2%,
No,
right?
the growth rate was always high, but you know that people died. Like as if
So,
you look
like, if we keep the same trend, right? Maybe Kaizo can, because he's like so much advanced in these things than we are, because he has a high IQ.
Get him.
What would you say, Kaizo? Like, if there was 3 million Somalis in 1970, like 500 years, or like on the 1st century, how many Somalis would you say there were?
Yeah, so that time though there was 200,000 Somalis. That's my projection timeline. I also utilizing Kenya's one.
my
Kenya only
projection
had
is
2 million
100K.
Kenyans. Yeah, around 100 to 200K. Kenya also only had 2 million Kenyans within the 1960s. So there was a massive population growth because of exposure to Portuguese food. We're talking about starch like cornmeal. That really helped Africans grow their population. So
when Jesus was walking into this earth, so you're saying when Jesus was walking this earth, there were 100,000 Somalis?
No, it was always
probably less than that.
It's not about
exactly
the
my point. It would be much less than that, right?
Brother, my point is that they've always been in Somalis. The Somalis is the old tribe. It's like the most oldest tribe in the region. I don't know.
That's what we're trying to establish.
Wait. No. Mursi is way older than Somali.
Kaiser, you can't check me on that, okay?
Somalis came from Mursis, bro, and mixed with the North Africans. So there's no way you're gonna say Admix tribe is the oldest tribe in that region.
No,
it's those Nilotes, man.
No, Mursis. I don't think they're relevant, bro. I don't know what you're mentioning.
Mursis are your ancestors, man. You niggas used to go shower on cow piss. Just accept it, man.
No, I don't claim that.
Before the Arabs colonized you, man, and civilized you.
But this is a moderate Somali we have, though, Kaizo. Like, this dude sounds really like moderate.
You're right.
He's not as emotional, good temperament. That's unique for a Somali.
We always existed, though. we always existed. African people always existed. If you go back,
now, how are you going to say we? Then now start saying African people. You see, there's a lot of logical flaws in your argument.
No.
Like Andre, for example.
No, I'm not
hang on, wait,
brother. I'm over. No, I'm not trying.
Yeah, hang on, that's Somali. 1 second, bro. The other Andre hasn't spoken for some time. So Andre, you're like a mixture of different people, right? Like Jamaican. You got some Chinese.
Well, first, I wanted to respond to what he's doing, because I'm just observing, right? I'm not saying anything, but just listening to this guy is just. He keeps dancing around questions, and then Like
No,
the
no,
other
no.
guy, I'm not sure what his name is in the bottom left. Like that guy was just like
Andre, yeah. His name is
not
Andre.
bottom left.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Andre,
oh bottom left. Oh wait, bottom left is not
okay.
Andre.
Okay, that's not me. Good.
That's
No.
Nylot.
Nylon.
Yeah,
So,
Nylot
like,
is
what am I waffling about, my bro? Just tell me.
No, I was saying that so you're asking him questions and he's not answering your questions, and then you're just like, I don't know everything about like, different African personality types, but that does kind of seem emotional to me. The fact that like he's not answering the question, and then he's saying shit like, yeah, they're the oldest they're the oldest African tribe or whatever he said.
right.
What is that about?
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't make any inference about like who is the older. My only
No,
curiosity
Nylot.
regarding
Hang on,
this
Nylot.
is-
Wait, hang on. Wait, hang on, Nylot. He's saying that Nylot, bro, you gotta listen, man. Otherwise, Andre is.
Yeah, I can hardly the guy
main-
to be honest. Like the last guy, I was not even able to hear what he was saying. Like his voice is
My
kind of
bad.
like muffled. Yeah.
I got earbuds.
No. Andre, your microphone. You're using a Jamaican microphone, man. It's not
Oh,
always clear.
I'm not on my laptop, so I don't have a proper mic right now.
Okay. But yeah, let me respond. Also, shout out guys, PCH Rides. Shout out to you with a $4 super sticker. Thank you very much for sponsoring the stream. We do appreciate it. You as well as one man went to Mo, whether it was the band 2 band spicy jerk chicken or there with the 2 pounds. So shout out you guys. I do appreciate it. Like one thing I'll say is I do not have an evil spirit. Every time I get support, I always appreciate it. So my respects to you. So I respond what Nylot, what Nylot, by the way, do you want me to be high IQ, mid IQ, or low IQ, right? I can be either.
High
What
IQ,
do you want?
please educate us. I mean, I'm fascinated with your mind. Like I can't wait to see what you can do, man. Because you haven't really convinced me about your intelligence. So like, I can't wait. This is my only chance to be at the presence of knowledge, to be honest, because being
You're funny. Yeah.
So
So
go on, man.
Andre,
Be
by
high
the way,
IQ.
both Andres. Just for information, this Nylot guy, he's extremely high IQ. He's also an
I could
intuitive,
tell
so
by
he
his
can
sarcasm,
read.
so.
Yeah, he can read between people's words. The other Andre is also actually everyone here is an intuitive, all 4 of us, right? So that means we're not just looking at information based on what people say. We can connect ideas and place them into our own models that we've created in our minds. So everyone here is actually intuitive. Now, the other Andre, the fake Andre, the one called Shubi, he is he's very, very high IQ too, but he's got something called ADHD. He can't control his mind.
Said Dusty Molly, unless you're talking about me.
Yeah, he's a Dust Somali, right? He's a Dusty Somali, but he's got ADHD, so that kind of prevents him from reaching. Dust Somali means a Dusty Somali, yeah. So yeah, he can't.
I'm not even diagnosed with ADHD. I don't know where you're getting.
Bro, I diagnose you with ADHD. You come into on a panel, everyone's speaking,
you're not a fucking
and then you're like,
ADHD
"Hey, Kaiso." That's literally ADHD, bro.
No, you're not a doctor, man.
He's a very moderate Somali. I like this.
No, but I feel like I get that from like because like I'm interested in the topic. Just some like I get some kind of like ADHD.
That's called ADHD, bro.
No,
that's literally what I mean.
I don't have it.
He's not hyper. In fact, he's like the opposite of like a hyper. Like he's more laid back.
Literally just said I get some kind of ADHD, but I don't have ADHD.
No,
exactly.
No, I just react different. That's what I meant to say.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Leave the Hori alone, guys.
Brother,
leave the warrior alone. Yeah. Okay, so now, go ahead and I'll answer Nylot's question. Also, Nylot, bro. I think I know earlier you've probably found this. Remember in previous year on this platform when we used to be really dusty, no one could hear anyone speak, and I know that obviously turned you off, right? Because you claim you're high IQ. The only reason I stopped doing the completely all out dusty show is because I kept getting YouTube strikes. So right now I got to build a whole.
To be fair, the dust had.
I want to see one of the all out dusty shows.
Kaiser. I'm an African that thinks that the dust had more, eyes looking at the dust, more engagement.
But I actually get more money from the least dust. That's the funny thing.
I agree. Because dusty people have no money. Exactly.
Okay. Anyways, all right. So I want to answer Nylot's question, right? The guy with the Haitian picture on the left, bottom left, right? Um, so here's the thing, right, Nilo, right? When you're looking at culture and society, I model the world through slave master morality. What I noticed is, and these are Mark Lemon is a perfect example of slave morality. He wants to beg the world to accept blackness, and then he wants to tether himself to other groups, especially groups with no power, as opposed to just kind of focusing on a black liberation movement that is purely black. These people feel insecure of just separating themselves and creating their own movement that is uniquely black or African. It's it's a complete opposite of what you see in Chinese people will say, "Hey, bro, we got 100 years of humiliation from the British. They put in opium in our countries. We killed all the dealers. Now we rebuilt." Chinese did not go around making themselves a victim. They just simply got the power and they rebuilt. That's the difference between slave and master morality, Nylot. Unfortunately, we as Africans, collectively, not individually, collectively, we embody more of the slave morality. And I just don't like it because it doesn't give you anything.
Is it like a negative
Mhm.
affection? Like,
Yes, it's definitely negative, man.
But
Um,
like, see, when people use that term collectively, like African, like the assumption is like you're already assuming that there is a homogeneous mindset within Africa. When in
yeah, that's why
fact
you say collectively.
the continent actually is the most diverse continent in the whole world, right? In terms of, so that's individually, of course, but even as a nation, there is so much diversity within so each nation, each country has its own challenge that's unique to that country, right? So like when people use this umbrella terms like black, African, I kind of wonder, like, uh, who's in that part, and to what extent are these people homogeneous, their experience, uh, stuff like that. So I wouldn't want to start a conversation by saying all black, all men, all women, African, stuff like that. You have to be a little more specific for it to make sense and to be practical,
Well,
right?
we were talking about a large number of people of that like that. You can't be specific. It's like when you're doing a census, right? You're not gonna. I mean, not quite.
What you don't understand, my bro, is like when you go to Africa, like there are people, Northern Africans were a mixture of Berber, and there are white people who migrated there 400 years ago. You're also talking about like all kinds of people, some Arabs, some Northern like Berbers, some Semitic Caucasians like myself, the Somalis, all kind of people. So there is no like you can never start a conversation by saying that we're African. The common denominator is probably being just less developed. Other than that, we are different from each other. Like especially if you compare it to Europeans who are based on history or geography, somehow they manage to homogenize all aspects of most aspects of their life. But that's not the case in Africa. We're just so much different from each other. The Niger,
Yeah,
like the say for example, the Somalis are closer to the people in a different continent across the Red Sea than the Nigerians in terms of phenotype, in terms of culture. So there is no such a thing called an African identity. So that's your delusion, looking at it from Jamaica. You understand
I'll
it now?
catch the next. Yeah, I understand you. I'll catch the next stream because I must watch a movie review. But yeah, if I see you on a
Okay.
panel, we'll talk about it further or whatever else is the topic at the time. You guys have a good night. Appreciate the stream.
Mhm.
Oh, we just
Yeah.
started, man.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
Shout
no,
out
no, no.
to
Just I gotta watch something else.
he'll be listening in. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. No, shout out to you. Thank you for coming through, Andre. It's good to have a perspective
No,
from
just take your
the
space, man.
diaspora.
Yeah, I'm learning from you,
Yeah.
man.
It's good. It's good. It's good. That's what we want to see. One man's people, right? You here watching, yeah. You better call in, right? Because you niggas is being scared, right? You're gonna be out IQ'd by a bunch of dusty East Africans out here. So okay, I can raise the IQ now, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if I struggle, I'll let you know so you can slow down.
Right, right. Mobutu says, Semitic Kaiser. You told me this guy was Mursi. They, this guy claims to be from Omo Valley. I believe he's a Habesha, or he's probably one of this Benshangul that became Habeshas, right? There's some Benshangul people who became Amharas. He might be one of them. right? So who knows, right? He's dick riding the colonizer. We don't know, right? We don't know. We haven't seen him. He's got some Haitian on his picture, etc. Not a Nigerian. It looks like a Haitian. But anyways,
No,
yeah,
that's
that's the reality there.
Equiano, man. He's a famous Nigerian of the Middle Ages.
Oh, it's Nigerian.
Equiano.
Is he?
Ever heard of
Equinos.
Equiano?
Is he the Igbo guy? The Igbo
Yeah,
prince
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
was like a
Yeah.
Jew and shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
right.
him.
Oh, that's it, man. Okay. I was like, oh, that makes sense. You know what? I respect that you're a good troll, right? I always give due to where I always give the Jew where the where it's met, right? I always give the Jew where it's met. You're definitely a good troll, man. I'll give you that.
That's not my intention. Like, I mean, sometimes it's good, like, if you don't cross the lines to kind of
Mhm.
spice things up. But like, I'm not mean spirited or like I don't want to disparage. It's
Yeah.
that would be like.
No, but someone in the chat yesterday, one of my subscribers, Yoruba, he said that you and me, you're very similar to me. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't think you're mean spirited, but you definitely are a little bit more controversial than even me.
Yeah,
right?
I'm flattered, like, to be, like,
you agree that, right? You're more
maybe,
controversial than me, right?
No, not. You are, because you push people's button on a daily basis.
Okay, that's a good point. On a daily basis, I can't argue with the daily part, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, but I understand why you do it as well too, because you're milking the Somali emotion for your own benefit. Yeah, man. But I'm gonna have to like be in and out because I'm at work, right? But like, so
yeah, that's cool. It's cool.
If I just disappeared, I'm somehow busy. So. But for now,
it's good. Okay, yeah. Mali Boy
jump
says,
on, man. Like yeah. I wish more people, especially we just need one Somali, to be honest. Like,
the thing is, there's another stream going on right now. That's why most people are on the other stream, right?
Oh, that's Afro Damas, right?
Yeah, that's why. So most people are there. Mali Boy, Kaizo asked him if Abiy Ahmed still cooking some raw meat. You're funny. Kaiser, where do you think your country would be if M7 was the leader? Bro, listen, we're not allowing a Tutsi. There's no way Kikuyus would allow Tutsis to rule Kenya. Right? That's not even a suggestion. You dusty Bugandas, right? Allow a bunch of dusty Tutsis to rule your country. How are you gonna allow that? Bugandas was supposed to be the highest IQ tribe in the whole of East Africa, right? Excluding the Amharas, I guess, right? But you niggas were supposed to be the highest IQ niggas, and you allowed a bunch of Tutsis to take control and rule you. That is an embarrassment. So no, we can't even ask that question. It's disrespectful. Kenya would never allow Tutsis to be their ruler, right? So
Kaizo, like, all the people that I know, like from my country who lived in Kenya, they love it. I don't know what it is. I'll never go on vacation in Africa, to be honest. But like, these people that even live in the States, they love Kenya for some reason.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you why. Right? Actually, where I live right now, I live in Masai area. There's actually a Habesha restaurant. It's called Asmara and everything. There's a lot of Habesha, and it's just random. It's not Nairobi. That's what I'm trying to say. Forget Nairobi, right? There's a lot of Habesha there. I'm talking about some random Masai area. There's a huge Habesha community here, specifically Amhara. And what I've noticed is this, right? Kenya is, or rather Kenyans are, accepting of all types of people as long as you bring money or opportunity for them. So if you come, you're like, okay, you bring in work, opportunities, Kenyans are going to like you and they're going to give you ability to operate in their country. If you come in and you don't offer anything, that's when there's going to be issues. It's not like South Africa where they say, oh, foreigners must go. Kenyans are very open and understanding that foreigners are bringing in business. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, but of course they should feel comfortable enough to love it as their own country.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like they just don't like the police, though. Like the police, they think
Kenyan police is crazy. Yeah, I agree with you. These niggas are not good at all, man. Like, if even Ugandan president was basically saying he fears the Kenyan police, then you clearly know that there's something going on in Kenya, right? It's like the police are overpowered, and the culture allows them to be that way. I think it's when Kenyans grow up, there's a lot of like extreme that extreme version of like control from the government. That's unfortunately what's happening in Kenya. It's a situation that unfortunately just never
Yeah.
really
How
got fixed.
like
The average
I would
Kenyan
wonder though,
citizen
like
these days, what they're doing is they're arresting police officers. You know that okay, this is what happens, right? Let's say you get caught up in a traffic stop, right? A police officer will try to bribe you, say, "Hey, look, you're breaking these laws," and they're lying, right, most of the time. And sometimes it might be true, but they're lying most of the time. So these days, Kenyans got tired of it until they start arresting police officers and putting the police officers in the car and driving off with them by saying, "No, this can't happen. Corruption is too much." So yeah, the police situation is a mess, but I think generally will get resolved soon when corruption reduces a little bit.
yeah, makes sense. But like I would like how's like race, because there are different races that live in Kenya, like the Indians, obviously, and the Chinese. What is like? Do they actually how? Because I cannot imagine this like within. Just hold on, all right? I'll be back.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So Kenya's got obviously different races as you mentioned, right? We got Indians, you got Chinese, you got the Africans, you got the Nilotes, Bantus, you got some Kushites over there, like maybe 3 million of them. You've got white people as well, a few 100,000, etc. So Kenya's got all the races, all the main races in it, right? And even Indians are now like a recognized tribe in Kenya. Um, so that means they can apply for presidency and all that kind of stuff, right? Because if you're not really part of a tribe in Kenya, it's going to be hard for you to become a president or something like that, because you don't have lineage factors, right? You're not from somewhere um, that people can actually vouch for you. So that's one of the issues there when it comes to Kenya or slash Africa. Really, you need to have someone who, or rather, you need to be someone from a lineage that has some kind of historical connection. And Indians did get their tribal leadership or lineageship. It is what it is. I'm not really against it because I think generally Indians don't control the market like they used to, right? One of my tribes, the Kisis, control the market. It's the Kikuyus and the Somalis. Those are the people. These are more or less Africans who control it. Indians only control like medicine sector right now, maybe pharmaceutical manufacturing. That's it. I'm not saying it's not a lot, but I'm just saying it's no longer they're no longer like controlling everything anymore. But yeah, what's good, Bubba T? Are you trading still, or what's going on?
Well, I don't trade towards the end of the year, so I'm gonna resume
Ah,
January. So it's just I only do it for 9 months. I'm a 9 month trader, and I take the last 3 months off. Uh,
okay, I see, I see. Do you make money from trading, or like what's your main business source?
yeah, let me say I'm blessed. It's a side thing, so it's just for somebody that I'm in healthcare, but I just have an obsession with numbers.
Okay,
So
yeah.
it's very profitable. I'll put it that way. But
Mhm,
I wouldn't leave my job even though I can to do it. But you
mhm.
never know. You never know what the future holds. You never know.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I usually dabble in multiple businesses. My main job is a consultant, and then my second job, I guess, is a programmer, and my third job is a YouTuber. So at least I got three gigs:
Man, you are on the
consultant,
road.
programmer, and YouTuber. Hmm?
So how many hours do you sleep then? Because you're always busy, I
I
guess.
don't sleep, man. That's unfortunate. I need to start sleeping, but I don't sleep because I'm always working, right? I do like 10-hour streams every day. Then I got to work on the other jobs, so it's like, yeah, I barely sleep, man. It's not good, right? I'm not saying I'm not saying it's a good thing, right? Definitely niggas need to sleep, otherwise they're not going to be at their best version of themselves. Oromo Janjaweed, what's good, brother? He says, Ramesu Yugan, Ramesu, stop the cap. The demographic of Arabia changed due to the immigration from Central Asia. However, some indigenous tribes still exist, but they are marginalized by the pale Arabs. Yeah, there are dark Arabs over there still, right? Not all of them came there due to slavery. So that is actually a point that our brother over here Nylop mentioned, but not all of them are from slavery. Some are actually white indigenous.
Yeah, that's
Not all, but some.
well. Yeah, it's just so like yeah, sorry man, I was away. Like I didn't hear about like how you deal with the Indians. Like is it like a good like do you intermarry with them or are they is there like a strong Kenyan because I can't imagine this from the country I came from, right? Because you hardly see like
No,
a
Indians look down
native
on
or
Ethiopians, man. Like I used to live in Ethiopia for at least
no,
2
I'm
years.
talking about like
Oh, okay.
me from where I come from, my country. I have never seen
Yeah,
a
Ethiopia
foreigner
is
who is native. So like that's not the case, say in South Africa and in Kenya. You see these people constitute their
I get
own
your point.
ethnic group. So
I get
how what is the social like connection between these people like with native Kenyans versus the
okay.
Indians?
Great question, right? So let me give the historical background, right? So when the British came to Kenya, so-called Kenya, right? The Kenya didn't exist until much later. It was called the British East Africa. It was a conjoined twin of what we now know as Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania, right? British East Africa Protectorate. What happened is the British wanted to start building trains because they realized that the Kikuyu highlands were extremely profitable in terms of like growing food ability, right? They had the ability to grow anything in those lands, right? So what happened is they really wanted this land, right? So they started building trains, for transport between the different lands in Kenya. Now, what happened, obviously, then is the Kenyans or the specific tribes in Kenya, the Kambas, right? That's where the land were being built from. They started stealing the building materials from the British and basically preventing development, right? The Kenyans, the specific Kambas and Kikuyus, they didn't want the British to build on their land, right? So they kept stealing the materials and all that stuff. So the British said, listen, we've already colonized this other group of people in India through the British East India Company. So they realized, hey, we can just bring Indians into this area to build us these train stations and develop this country so that they can extract their resources. So that's more or less what happened.
What is the current
The Indians were
situation?
used as a buffer class in order to actually get anything built. The Africans were
So they
destroying.
don't mix then, right? Like do they mix with the native Kenyans, with the Kikuyus, like and the Indians? Do they intermarry or
The Indians mostly marry Kalenjin, so people from this guy's tribe, Ramesu Yegon. They tend to marry each other quite a lot, and the Swahilis. So Indians and Swahilis have mixed. So Swahilis are a mixture between Bantus and Arabs, so they have mixed.
yeah.
But the rest of the other Kenyans, not as much. So this is an example of a Pakistani Kenyan couple.
Is it how it is?
Sorry, that's the wrong video actually. Give me a second. Yeah, here it is. Yes, it does happen, right? This is an example of a Kenyan Pakistani couple. So yeah, sometimes it happens, but it's not common, right? Let's not make the cap, right? It's not common.
No,
It's quite rare, but yes, it does happen.
that's cool as long as there is no conflict or like some, sinister, like hatred or like
No. There's no
discrimination,
conflict
something like that.
or hatred, but the Indians do think they're better than the Africans, right?
Everybody thinks they're better than the next man. Everybody.
No,
Not
the
only
Africans
the
don't think
Indians.
they're better than Indians, right? The
Oh no,
Africans don't think they're
you
better than
oh they
Indians.
do. They do.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, so the Indians think they're better than Africans, but yeah, sometimes they marry, but it's not common. The only times they really marry in large numbers is the coast of Kenya, so Mombasa area. There's a huge admixed population. The Barawa, the Barawa community,
No,
they're
I don't.
basically a mixture of Bantus, Indians, Arabs, and some Somalis. That's the mixture there, right? Same thing with like the Bajuni population. So the coastal Kenya, that's where they mix a lot with these people. And shout out to the Indians, man. Without them, we would have a really boring, bland food. Swahili food is one of the best because of these people coming in and introducing certain flavors into our profiles.
Yeah, like that's the Omani Sultanate, wasn't it? Who came to the Swahilis and sort of, like controlled Somalia as well.
Hmm. In general, I don't really believe in controlling Somalia, right? I think Somalia should just be left alone because Somalis are unpredictable. Why would you want to go, right, and start taking over an unpredictable land, right? These people are not like, you know, not they don't just relax and let things go, right? They're gonna fight you until the death. That's the reality of that kind of group of people. They don't let things go. So
Oh,
when
really?
you're dealing with
You
them,
think? I don't know. I don't know much about the Somalis. Is that how they
yeah,
are?
bro, they're not gonna let things go. The moment they're like latched onto some kind of idea, ideology, or concept, they just stick to it, right?
Are you getting this from the YouTube or like your personal experience?
No. I don't use personal experience, man. But when personal experience, you mean first-hand experience, right? I'm getting it from first-hand experience, not personal experience. First-hand experience, right?
Mm.
Very, very
So they
slightly
just don't let
different
it go.
situation. Because yeah, they don't let it go,
Mm.
bro. Like even Habesha don't let it go, man. Like if a Habesha is fighting someone's tribe, right? They're gonna keep that tribal warfare going on from cousin's cousin to the father's father, all across like 15th generations. Let's not cope here, man. It's that you know how it
I'm
is,
not
man.
coping. I really
That's
don't know, and
Habesha. So
I don't, I don't know that. So I mean, it's good to learn from you because yeah, this thing.
my,
That's part of the reason why I
my,
come here. Like, like when you go to a YouTube street, right? Like the first thing people tell you is like they try to teach you about who you are, like your culture.
oh,
They'll lecture you about it, and you'll be like, "Oh, I didn't know you were like that." It gives you a different perspective how people perceive you.
oh my god, you're funny, man. You're crazy, man. Not gonna lie, man. Mali boy says, "Just say Kaizo savages." This guy, but Mali boy, actually, I got a question, right? Why do you hate Somalis, right? I mean, I know why, right? You're from Somaliland, and they did some bad things to you guys, but you guys are technically the same tribe, right? You're all the same genetically. You guys are the same. It's just culturally, you guys were colonized by Britain, and the other ones were colonized by Italy. But really, you're the same people, right? And I've never understood that hatred between Somaliland and Somalia. It's like having a hatred between, I don't know, Amharas from Gondar and Amharas from different region. It doesn't really make sense. Or Bahardar or Amharas versus Gondar Amharas.
Hmm.
You know what I mean, right, Nilo?
Yeah, I mean,
It
because I
just never
think
made sense.
like if you look at it, like people, like if people have not learned to utilize resources, that resource will
Hmm.
become scarce, right? And in order to monopolize control over that resource, you have to create an in-group preference. That in-group preference, if you're ethnically different, it makes it easy. But if you're the same ethnic, it's gonna be clans or tribes. If not, it's gonna be short man and tall man, or a dark man and light man. So you always find a reason to divide so that you can sort of monopolize resource. I think it's a fundamental human nature.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. Adult supervision says people who view the world based on light and dark skin tones low never played with, is that money or gold or color crayon thing, like paint? I guess paint. They never played with paint. Yeah. Look,
But
adult
one thing you
supervision for me
obviously saw,
personally,
like,
right? Even tribe, right? Like I think what.
yeah, so like one thing that's like I observed about the Somalis in
Hmm.
general is like there is a lack of education. You just don't see all like after the migration to the West, you'll see here and there some Somali scholars. But other than that, I think Islam contributed to this fact that like to to make them less educated, I think. But like I don't think they are.
Yeah, but
I don't know how to. I don't know how to put this nicely, but like, you know what I'm talking about. They are not really like. They're just
yeah. No, I
religious.
get it, right?
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
think
but
the
you
more
know,
you're
the thing is,
exposed to,
the original Islam
if you
was
read a
actually.
lot. Yeah, go on.
I believe the issue is like Islamic culture teaches you how to read and write, but not how to interpret. So they don't actually know what they're reading or writing. They're just writing scribbles, like symbolisms. So I don't know what happened, but basically, even the first universities in Africa, the Islamic ones, they never taught people how to understand the Quran as the main focus. It was more about just scribbling and writing down symbols. So I think Western education definitely look. Western education is still the superior one, no matter how you look at it, right? Because it gives you the ability to interpret things at different angles, at different levels, and it gives you that sort of fundamental reasoning capacity that these other tribes or regions just don't have. So I think I always sort of prioritize Western narratives over Islamic ones. Now, African narratives, we didn't even have writing systems, right? So I'm not going to align to that either. Yo, Habisha.
Is that thing
So,
really difficult, like to create
right?
alphabets? I don't know why. I wonder why a lot of countries don't have it. Is it really difficult to create alphabets?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
Is it?
Bro, do you know how much? Here's the thing: creating is not the issue. It's creating it and then it being allowed to kind of be adopted by the population. You see, Africans were forced into education when we got colonized. If we never got colonized, do you think the average African would just readily accept education? No. You get what I'm saying? It's a cultural thing. That's the issue.
Yeah, man.
You get what I'm saying, right? It's cultural.
But yeah, well, I've always said that.
So-
I heard this argument that it's a deficiency in culture. It's not like the bell curve or some sort of like a genetic
the IQ is
superiority.
not. Yeah, you're right. It's not even enough to explain this. It's just culture, man. It's like we just don't value certain things, unfortunately, in our culture, and it just happens that those things we don't value have a value in the international market, and those people in the international market are the ones who control our economies. That's the issue. It's just we don't value intellectualism. We value having fun. African woman hears a drum beat, her ass starts shaking by itself. Those are our values. Right?
Yeah. Nah, you keep disrespecting the motherland, man. What's wrong with you?
Nah, bro.
Have some, put
it's
some
true,
respect
man.
on,
Like,
put some respect on Africa, man.
Okay. I'll respect Africa, man. But you know what it is, right? Like, I'm not capping right now because, you know exactly how it is, right? Like,
like
African
how
woman
much
just hears it.
I know.
Right.
Yeah, I never really knew how much we hated each other. That's one thing I'm like realizing, especially after like YouTube, right? Within Africa itself, amongst the melanated people, I never knew there was this much division. To be honest,
Really?
I swear, because we were always like growing up, we were always like protective. Like we have a sense of like all inclusive. Just some sort of affinity or like loyalty. Now it's all coming out on YouTube, like how much we hate each other. It's sad. Sad. Until YouTube, I never knew about like how Somalis felt about where I am from. To be honest.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I think in terms of like the Somali, yeah, bro, I've just checked on the other stream, right? It just seems like today people niggas, even the other stream, they got loads of niggas watching, but there's no panelists, right? There's only 3 people there too, so it seems like niggas today is just masturbating off some white man ideology or some shit, man. So
yeah, it's kind of slow, isn't it? You're gonna close it?
No, I'll still talk to myself. Don't worry. right?
Jump on,
I'm
people,
gonna
please.
talk to
Come on,
myself a
man.
little bit.
Guys, come on. Jump on.
No, you're pretending to be nice. That's interesting.
I am nice. I'm a
I don't
good
know,
guy.
man. People say you're similar to me, right? They think you're a troll. They think that you just like to make fun of Africans. You're racist, of course, to like the Bantus and the Nilots, and also you booty clap to your Arab admixture, etc. They think like you're a self-hating African. Like that's what they think you are.
Why you say like why you say that's how I think?
Are you
Like
sure?
don't blame it on other people. That's how you feel. That's your own the how you think of me. Not
No,
other
no, no.
people.
Someone yesterday literally said like Nilot sounds just like Kaiser. They got the same talking points. Someone
But so
said
are
that.
you like that though? That's horrible thing to be like, like booty clapping for someone else. I mean, come on now. Like that's not a good thing. To be honest, I don't really use like it takes
Right.
time to like really know a person, but like I know that for a fact that like there is some sort of
Mhm.
uh like you take pleasure from antagonizing this primitive African. That's
No,
fun,
no, no. Yeah. Mhm. No, but here's the thing, right? Let's be realistic. I've said this before, right? I'm so thankful that Dwight man came and colonized us. Because if he never colonized us, you right now you'd be out here speaking not English. You'd be out here speaking Ooga Booga, like in dit ne kaizo tigralish tigre.
Yeah. No, like seriously though, like I don't know. Me, I don't have that kind. I think I developed a strong identity, and
Mhm.
I see like there are things definitely like the West does better, like some values the Western like culture does better. So you just like create
What do
your
you mean
own mix
some
of.
some? Okay, let me tell me what stuff that do Africans do better than the West?
I
Tell
don't
me
speak.
because
I never been to Kenya. Like you say, you keep saying Africa. I don't know about like the Kenyan experience of African experience. Like I only can speak about where I came from. Where I
okay,
came from,
tell
there are
me what
things that
you
are
do better.
obviously they're better than things.
Like, give me one.
Say for example, from where I came from, my country I came from, there are things I would not like substituted with the West, such as the food, the
Okay,
weather,
okay, that's fine. Okay,
and beautiful women. Right? That's all a man needs to live to survive. Right? Beautiful weather, beautiful woman, and the most nutritious and delicious food in the world. I have it. Other than that, though, the
bro.
West is
That,
way
that
better.
you
Those
know
are
how
the
I
only
think you
three
really,
things.
bro. Yeah, I think you really are racist, right? I'll tell you why. You're choosing things apart from the I don't know the food, which you could kind of say is based on IQ as well, because it's about food science and exploring different flavors. Everything else you mentioned is stuff that we were giving naturally, meaning the stuff that Africa is better at is stuff that Africans inherited, not stuff that Africans created for themselves. That's scary when you look at that, right? Like basically
Like if I
Africans
have to pick a
inherited
country to
shit
live
but
in,
didn't.
if I pick a country to live in, those are the three most important things that matter to me: the weather, the food too, and I should have a good access to like appealing women, right? So those things are
Mhm.
important. I would never want to live in a country where the food sucks, or where I can't, find a mate, or where the weather is too cold that I die young. Right? So like those are important things, and those three things where I'm from does much better than the West, really.
Mhm.
But other
Oh
than
yeah,
that,
yeah.
though, industrialization, the scientific method, the individualism, all those things. I mean, you can never compare it to the West. Right?
Yeah, but that listen, you always pretend that you're all for like African culture and all that shit, but I think you've embodied Western culture more so than me, right? Like individualism, all these abstractions, right? These are stuff that you clearly um value, and it's not really from uh
Yeah.
It's not African culture.
It is not.
Right? You
Because
value
like
European
I was
culture
very
more so
honest.
than Habesha culture.
No, like I was very specific. I thought when I said those things, like living in like what we call like at least a developed nation or a civilized
Right.
nation. That's not Africa. That's the West. But even then, there are certain things that we do better. I think individually, each country has something that can offer better. Like there's the sense of community, like the social connection. You know, people are dying of loneliness in the West. In Africa, you would never have that problem.
Okay, so people are dying of loneliness in the West. Which country are you in? Are you in Africa or the West?
I'm in the West, of course.
Exactly. So why do you guys like to bring up these phantom people that apparently are dying of loneliness when you still rather, despite all the issues in the West, you still rather be in the sweet side of heaven, aka the West?
You think we're here by choice? Yeah, that's what you think.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's not a choice really at this point, but like you have to be objective when you analyze these things, right? Like you cannot say everything in the West is better than Kenya. You can't say that. There are certain things that are better in Kenya than the West.
Yeah, sure. Okay, it's cheaper to rent a nice, beautiful apartment than.
And just the fact that being part of
right?
the majority, right? Just being part of the majority is also makes you might have some psychological benefit. So there are certain like this. So you just have to analyze the cost and benefit, right? And then I think the ideal thing to do is just to take the best practice from anywhere, doesn't matter where, apply it to your life, and you just make the best of your short life. Right?
Okay, no, I generally agree with what you're saying, right? So
But don't tell
it
me
all
like
depends on
everything the West is like the best. No, it's not. No, like there's a lot of things Kenya is much better. Like the weather probably good. I don't know what you guys eat. Hopefully it's not a bushmeat. But
no, bro. We're not like the West Africans, man. Don't disrespect us, man. This guy talking about bushmeat, man. We have food in Kenya,
I'm gonna
right?
tell you something funny though. Like I knew some Kenyans, right? The one kid that I know who was Kenya, just guess what his name was, and you're gonna laugh. This is a true story. Kennedy. Can you fucking
Kennedy?
Yeah.
Wait. Are you serious? Nah.
I swear.
Obama.
And I know another one called Philip.
Nah. Yo. This is propaganda, man. It's not true, man.
I swear to God.
Like, I'm not even lying. Waitagi, Ngara, Wanyama.
It's just my personal experience. Like, and I was like, I always thought something just didn't like. I look at this guy, like he's not even tall, like that. Short. He has a big forehead and he's just very well dressed and kind of very serious guy. But his name is Kennedy. I could not digest it.
Nah. Bro.
Yeah, that sounds like a Kenyan name, That sounds like a Kenyan name.
It just I couldn't like
Philip,
Yeah. It's like, but now I see that like I never knew that back then. I didn't have the context of colonization.
If you're a white man, the easiest people to scam are the Kenyans. You just need to see you white, and that's it.
Yeah, they say like if you're like a white man walking in Kenya, like people would just think you're Jesus.
Kenyans roll the red carpet for white Jesus.
Yeah,
singing
that's what
from one big city to another. So Jesus has come like a hippie from
I hear
America.
that a lot. I have no direct proof of that, but like I've heard
a hippie guy from America, just like Jesus, and he was given the red carpet in Kenya.
So there's a white worship thing in Kenya, then, yeah.
Yeah, they do. Ask Kaiser to play the video. He's not going to do it because he doesn't want to take the hair.
Yeah, I saw that
video, man.
Why are you Wakanda?
The one guy.
No, Wakanda.
What?
You.
What are you? Where
What
you
about
from?
me?
Yeah.
Oh, I live at the border of South Sudan and Ethiopia. I'm a Nilot. Them
I
tall
thought,
people.
This guy is probably Amhara, man. You can't trust him, Kifaru. He's definitely Ethiopian, but we don't know if he's a Nilot or
I thought you
the
were
colonizers.
Haitian with that picture.
No, I think that's
No,
Nigerian. That's an Igbo.
yeah,
That
that's
guy's
Uganda.
Igbo. Is that a guy, the Russian? No, I don't know.
No, that's the Igbo guy who was a Hebrew Israelite, the first Hebrew Israelite, Kifaru. He was a prince from Nigeria who got enslaved, and then he freed himself later on, and he claimed that the Igbo tradition and the Jewish tradition were the same.
Mm.
Do you know him, Kifaru?
No, I don't know. I
Yeah.
did mostly with recent history, all that's it's good, but I don't feel connected so much. I just deal with the coons, the present coons. Those are the
Where are you
things I
from,
can.
Kifaru? Where are you from?
I'm from Cameroon.
Cameroon.
Yeah.
What's the other funny guy?
Cameroun. Cameroun.
Huh?
Bonjour, comment t'appelles-tu, Kifaru? Je m'appelle Kaizo. Je voudrais l'encyclopédie.
Yeah, that was. What were you saying, Nilot? Yeah, Kezo scared him away with his French.
This nigga out here I think he's probably at work a little bit as well, right? I think he works in like 7-Eleven or something, right? He works in a store, right? He's not very high IQ, Kifaru.
No, it's good to work, man. It's good to work.
Yeah, because you pick strawberries and he works in 7-Eleven, so you guys can be best friends.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
Yo,
Strawberry
how
can
did you
pay your
know that,
bills.
man? Kaizo. That's exactly where I work at. Yeah, you're looking at me, son. Did I open my camera?
No, I don't need to open on you, brother, man. We can
No,
tell,
I'm
man.
saying like how did you know?
We can tell, man.
Oh yeah.
You look like you work hard all day. You get home, you start reading books and listening to audiobooks while you sleep, so that you can increase your IQ and shit. We can tell. We can see that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, knowledge is always, of course, like that's a good. I welcome that. Yeah.
So
Yeah, man.
who's always begging? FBA.
Do you want me to take back the video so that you know the topic a little bit?
Maybe we went so far. I know it's gonna be something dusty anyway.
Okay, let's see.
Standing and legitimate Jewish presence in Israel and in historic Palestine. And what we've seen since 1882, which is the beginning of the first major immigration, is not just a wave of people coming in, but a very organized and systematic attempt to push Palestinians out. I don't like to make apples to apples comparisons between what Palestinians are going through and what black people are going through. I don't want people to feel like the struggles have to be the same to be worth the investment in them. That said, there's a long tradition of black folk who have stood up and spoken out against the occupation of Palestine and spoken for the liberation and self-determination of the Palestinian people.
Damn about your voice.
Huey P. Newton and the Black Panthers believed in the struggle of the Palestinian people and showed solidarity. So you got from Malcolm, SNCC, the Panthers, Angela Davis, June Jordan.
This Kifaru is Black Americans Docile.
That's just some bullshit. Rubbish. Who cares? Why do these people think people even listen to them? Why do they think their voice matters? Why must it always be a black man trying to fight for someone oppressed people? Who cares about Africans? Yeah.
The funny thing is, like, these people don't even understand, like, the white Palestinians would be way too racist towards them than just the Jewish people. So this advocacy that the African Americans are doing
That's just some deadbeat advocacy, man. Who even cares?
Like, it just doesn't make sense because given the chance, the pale Palestinians would be racist towards them, probably even more than the other Jews. So it's none of their business. They should just stay on the side. It has nothing to do with African Americans.
Yep. Kifaru, this is your people, man. These are your Black and African people, always begging for their position. American Black Holocaust survivor says that's a tether. American life, elite melanated Europeans, we started from the bottom. Show the whole FBA team over there, right? It says that dude, not us, right? So yeah, there's a lot of Black Americans saying maybe Mark Lamont is not Black American, right? He's somehow a tether. Maybe he's Jamaican. I don't know. Maybe he's African.
How about you, like
pretending to be Black American?
Like, which side are you on?
Lineage
who do you support? Who do you support?
Me, I support Israel, man, because I support Israel. You know why? Israel's done some bad things against Ethiopian Jews, but forced sort of sterilization stuff. But the Palestinians kill Black people.
You know that's the propaganda,
them, so,
right? You know it's a propaganda.
If you choose a side,
you know that's a propaganda.
Oh, right. Okay, if that's a propaganda, even better, right? So
yeah, I mean, like the propaganda is done by the Black people to like it gives them an excuse to be anti-Semitic. So they delusionally think like they are part of like this melanated people's confederation called Africans, and they created because they want to antagonize the state of Israel. They kind of made up this story.
I think
but the actuality of what happened, if you wanted to know, Kaizo, is that contraceptive thing was given. Most of it was given while those people were in the refugee camp in Ethiopia. Can you believe this? And because there was a language barrier, you know how you go to a hospital. People ask you, you want to take this for 3 months rather than just using your condom, just use it for 3 months injection. And these people just agreed to it because these people came from like the most rural area of the country, right? Like they even within Ethiopia, these people, even within that country, they were like at the lowest level, right? No education, no nothing. These were like probably like peasants, right? So that's what happened. So some of that shot was given to them while they were even in Ethiopia in a refugee camp. But over time they maintained it, and this is not even I don't know like how they try to maximize it, give it like sterilization. No, this is just a regular shot people take rather than using a condom. You just use it to not get pregnant.
But I heard the Israeli government actually admitted that it was doing some kind of I don't know, eugenics or population.
No, I'm trying to tell you what happened for people like you who are not informed about the situation. I'm trying to tell you exactly what happened when these people were in a refugee camp in Ethiopia, right? Before they migrated to Israel, they were given a chance when they get treatment to take shots as a birth control or use other kind of contraceptive. What do you call it?
Contraceptive.
Like birth control, yeah. So this is just a regular thing people take anywhere around the world. You can if you take the injection while you're having sex, you don't get pregnant for 3 months. After 3 months, you can still get pregnant.
Okay, so why did the Israelite government even give them that option? Why?
Are you listening what I'm telling you? This thing, some of it happened when they were, hold on. This thing happened while they were under the protection of the Ethiopian government, while they were in their own country.
Okay, who are these people? Are they different from Ethiopians?
Of course not. What do you mean they're different?
So
the Ethiopian Jews.
Yeah, so are they treated differently in Ethiopia? Are they considered a different group of people?
Yeah, Falasha. They're seen as like
No, they are like in the Middle Ages, when I don't know, like probably 5th century or 4th century. They are the holdouts where when the empire converted to Christianity, they didn't convert to Christianity. So they still hold to their own Jewish faith, right?
So
because of that reason, hold on. Because of that reason, they were forbidden from owning land. So, for example, they were not would be the landlords and stuff like that. So for a long time, they didn't even have lands of their own. So they were sort of marginalized because
okay.
Because you can never separate the Ethiopian empire.
Okay, let me get this straight. I just want the Ethiopian government actually did not want these people to keep producing children, right?
No,
right.
No. This thing does not. This is not a medication that keeps that.
Okay, wait. I just want you to answer my question straight. So why did they propose to have to give them birth control and not the other Ethiopians? Why were they?
Because I don't know where you live. Like if you live in a civilized society, when you see your doctor, right? Your doctor gives you encompassing healthcare, right? Your healthcare includes you getting access to condoms, right? If you're, or other forms other people prefer rather than just using condom regularly. If that's inconvenient for you, your doctor tells you if you do such and such, these are the options, the medical options for you to use while you can still enjoy having sex, but you don't get pregnant. So these are your doctor normally gives you that in a civilized society if you live in a good country.
Well, that story, maybe that's just your point of view, but if it was just that simple, it could even be something of a worldwide concern. The way you speak about it is like just normal birth control, and it became a big thing.
It is you can Google the medication, the problem was these people, there was a language barrier. So after 3 months, when they go to the doctors, they keep taking that thing. Some of them, it's not like the entire population, it's just a group of them. They started taking this contraceptive. So that was hijacked by anti-Semitic groups, as if the Israeli government is trying to do some sort of crime against humanity. But remember, there was in the 1949, there was 1,000 Yemenis who were lost in the refugee camp in Israel. To this day, nobody knows what happened to those children. So these Yemenite Jews in Israel, thousands of them, right? 1,000 exactly, right? The family were told they were sick, so they will be taken to the hospital. Once they were taken to the hospital, nobody heard from them again. To this day, it's a big scandal in Israel. What happened to the 1,000 Yemenite kids? But nobody makes a big deal about that because now
they arrived here as part of a program to fly all the remaining Jews out of Ethiopia. But some women say they were coerced into taking injections every 3 months for birth control.
At the meeting, they said, you don't need to give birth so many times. If you give birth a lot, you will suffer in life. You need a job in Israel. So we...
Wait, they told them what, that this is a birth control? Wait, hang on.
Now being here, I think my job is to have that.
This actually makes sense. I thought when you guys said they sterilized them, they weren't able to have any kids. If they just limiting them to maybe 2 or 3.
No, it was birth control.
That makes sense, bro. You don't want.
It was a birth control. Do you understand? I mean, for someone.
Yeah, okay, but this is
do you even your the way you start your sentence is kind of you said you have you're an educated man, right? You are you should Google the medication and why it is prescribed. It is a birth control. Okay, it's just an injection.
This is the thing. You're talking about educated people here. I've read an article.
How are they calling it sterilization?
These people were given birth control without their consent. That is the problem. If you
that's not without with their consent.
It is
there is already a language problem.
I'm reading an article
that says
without your consent. I don't know where.
Can I just ask Kezo this question? Kezo, can I ask you this? How can isn't sterilization different from being given birth control that you have to take?
Exactly.
Because sterilization means permanent, you're permanently being prevented from ever giving birth. Sterilization is permanent. Birth control is not permanent.
No. So how Kaido knows this already. It's just with these people, it's like a misery loves company, right?
Okay.
Now,
Yes,
because
you know what the problem is?
like
Let's just
the
do this.
unifying factor for
Logically,
them is
think about this. If I would logically think about this, you're taking, first of all, these people are taken without even the consent of the Ethiopians. So, for whatever reason, I guess the Israelis wanted them to be soldiers there. Think about it for a second. These people, just like most of Africa, their birth rate, by the time they left, was probably like 7 children per woman or something crazy like that. Why on earth are you going to take poor people from a poor region and not try and stabilize their birth rate? It's in your best interest to make sure they're not giving birth to 7 kids. Like, at least
you know how
limit them
much
to
money
4
the
kids.
Israeli government paid to
then
take
you
this
need
money.
you need to accept that you are doing some kind of a eugenics. Don't play over it. Say yes, these people were giving so
Was the
much.
Chinese government doing eugenics?
So we had to control them. We had to
Kifaru,
stop.
was the Chinese government doing eugenics?
Well, they have their one child policy. It's a kind of a
Is that
eugenics.
eugenics? Oh my God. Population control and eugenics are not the same thing.
Well, no, let's not try to mix words. The idea is if they were controlling these people, whatever, not to give birth without their consent.
This is called providing health care.
Yes,
okay,
accept
Kifaru, at the end of the day, these people were left willingly. Kifaru, these people left willingly.
They left willingly.
They left willingly.
The Israeli government paid. You know how much money?
Then come and kidnap them.
Do you know, like, Kifaru, do you know how much money? Hold on. Do you know how much money the Israeli government paid Ethiopian government for these people? Millions of dollars. Do you know about that?
Before they go to Israel, your Wakanda guy was saying we're doing this thing to them in Ethiopia in the refugee camp.
No, I think language barrier here. Just listen to me again, my brother.
What I'm language barrier? That's what you said. Say they were giving them in the refugee Ethiopian people.
First of all, do you know how much money the Israeli government paid Ethiopian government so that it can transport these people?
Money is another factor.
This was a lot of money involved, a lot of military strategy involved, on the side of the Israeli government to transport these people.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Were they being controlled in Ethiopia?
Now, like, because you have this victim mentality, you feel like, they have to be oppressed because, like, they are melanated skin. No.
Kifaru, let me
not everybody.
Name me one country in Africa, or name me a majority black country these black Jews can go to and live a similar or better standard of living than what they're living in Israel right now.
I don't care what they happen to all those people. If they want to cut off their tummy, whatever, I don't care. The problem is if they do it, stop mixing words. Maybe you don't like those group of people for whatever reason, and you support that they should be sterilized. Own it. Stop trying to play with words you don't understand, language barrier, all this bullshit. You said this.
I don't think you realize we don't care.
Exactly, but let's say we had to do that to them because they had so many children. Own it. Simple. And say yes, we had to do that to them because we were spending so much money on them. They had so many children they couldn't.
Kifaru, let me ask you this. Kifaru, just be honest with yourself. If you had to intake, let's say Cameroon's birth rate is at 2%, or no, 2 children per woman, or 3 children per woman, and they are displaced Cameroonians from another location, but their birth rate is like 7 children per woman. Isn't it in your best interest to try and control their birth rate when they come to your country, so that they don't add population?
Of course, if I see a lot, good, but I will accept. That's the problem. If I see a lot of Chinese or Indians coming and giving so much bread in my country, I'll be scared. I'm gonna find some way to control them. But I will say, yeah, we did that on this purpose. I would not deny it. That's just the difference. But if it was given to them without if you had
Kifaru, at the end of the day, bro, let's just be honest. Kifaru, none of us here can come and cry about the oppression of these nationals because whatever treatment they're getting in Israel. No, Kifaru, let me just finish my sentence. Whatever treatment they're getting in Israel, they were getting 1,000 times worse when they were in Ethiopia.
Exactly.
Like us the Wakanda guy, he's Ethiopian. He would probably tell you that these people, they weren't even allowed to own anything. In fact, if they came and tried to live in your neighborhood, they would burn down their house and chase them from that neighborhood because they used to say they had like bewitched eyes or something.
So are they? If someone like me come to Ethiopia, am I going to? Do they stand out? Do they look different than the ordinary Ethiopian? Can you know?
Ethiopians can tell.
They will know. They'll think you're from
from
the south. They'll think you're from the south.
No, Kezo, he's asking, can he tell the difference between a Habesha and an average Habesha? You can't tell the difference, but Habesha can.
I can tell the difference between different Ethiopians.
Kezo, you can't tell shit.
The Jews ones, the Ethiopian Jews, right? You can tell they're different, Kaiser.
No, I can't those ones.
You can tell from their attire. Okay, first of all, Kipar, you can tell from their attire. Secondly, you can tell from their name, because their name is going to be something else.
Yes. Yeah,
I can tell any Ethiopian tribe by just looking at their name and surname. Kezo can't do that. You can also tell by certain features. The way they braid their hair is different for the women. You can tell by a lot of things. Habesha can tell because you... Just like you can tell amongst your different tribes.
Hang on, Abby. You say Kaiser can't do that?
You can't do shit, bro. I've heard you talk about Habesha, bro. You just waffle. You live for two months.
Wait, hang on. Tell me some names and I'll tell you if it's Habesha or not.
What tribe from Habesha? Habesha is a big tribe. Can you tell the specific tribe?
No, but I can tell if it's a Habesha name or...
Exactly, you can't tell shit, bro.
Okay, Kunta Kinte.
That's Habesha.
Yeah, I think most African
Kezo, no disrespect, man. Kezo,
we know.
I don't even mean this to be disrespectful. You can't even speak the language. How can you tell? Respect.
It's simple.
He's a Oromo,
give me a name. So hang on, exactly. I can tell if it's Habesha or not non-Habesha at the very least, right?
Guys, stop capping. You don't know nothing about Ethiopia, man. Stop.
Okay, Abdisa.
Oh my God! Listen.
The thing about Africa is like each part.
Wait. Let's answer this. Abdisa. Wait.
What?
Abdisa. What tribe is that?
Abdisa.
Abdisa.
Abdisa. I don't know that one. Give me another one.
Nigga, you're full of shit. That's like the most Oromo name.
Give me another one.
If you are Oromo,
no. Hang on. Wait 1 second.
There you go. Shut up, man.
No, we don't have those names. No, we don't have those names here, right? So give me another one.
There you go. You failed, man. Bro, that's the most common one. Like,
give me one name, right? Give me another one, right? That's one name. We don't have
the most common one. You don't know.
No. We don't have those names here.
Kennedy.
Give me another one.
Kennedy.
Let me think of
that's obviously
That's always Kennedy.
Guys, so you don't know, you can't know more than this Ethiopian. Stop copying.
How about
even in Kenya, you can know everyone.
No, Kezo can look at one thing and he'll think he's an expert in 5 seconds.
No, bro. Okay, listen. Give me another name, right? You gave me one name, right?
Wanga.
I don't know any Wanga name, so I'm not gonna know that shit. Like, give me another one.
This very popular Ethiopian name. What's it called? That's probably a Greek Orthodox name. What's it called? I know this Ethiopian guy. No, something like something like Joseph. How is it called?
Yusuf?
How do you say Yusuf? Yusuf. Yes, guys. Yusuf. Where's it from?
Who cares about your dusty African?
Yeah, there's no.
You guys are crazy, man. Like,
is that Ethiopian name? Yusuf? No, it's just like general name.
Okay,
no, like okay.
Ankato.
Yeah, that's definitely.
What kind of Ankato?
That's Habesha. That's Amhara. It is.
No, it's not. Bullshit.
What is it? What is it?
That's the surname of my Celtic friend, bro.
Of your?
Okay, so you can't make this.
One of my friends.
There's no point.
What tribe is your friend?
Oromo, bro. I'm giving you
no. We don't listen. We don't use those names right over here. That's the thing, right?
Who are
so
we?
You're not the same tribe.
Ethiopian. So what do you say?
We don't use. Well, hang on. We don't use those names here, right? Like the names here are a little bit different. That's why I think those ones are more like Islamic.
Who are you? When you say we don't, what do you mean by we don't? Who do you?
He means Oromo. Kenyan Oromo.
Yeah. We don't have those names here. Like almost no one here will be using those names. Perhaps if you go to Moyale or something, then they would have those names.
Do you have Oromos in Kenya?
Lol. What kind of question is that?
I don't know.
Yes, they do.
They are from Kenya.
They are minority,
originally
but
from
yes.
Kenya.
Yeah, like what percent are they in Kenya? Like 5%?
Small. Like they're like maybe 500K.
I thought all Oromos were in Ethiopia. That's
Damn,
where
they're
the
not even
majority.
1%.
No.
No, but they both.
Bro.
Let
me explain. Right, let me explain to you something. Nation states were created by the white man. Right, you're gonna have different people.
Yeah, forget about
borders.
that. We're talking about now, man. The borders that they live in within.
There's some of them in Kenya, in the northern Kenya region.
All right, but majority is still in Ethiopia.
Yeah, the ones in Kenya are like a statistical. They're like a statistical deviation. They're so small they don't even count.
Are those the guys?
Kenya, they barely 1%.
Are those guys that whip each other with sticks? Are those Oromos, right?
No, those are Mursis. Those are dusty Nilots. Do not compare them to us.
Okay.
Don't put
they look the same
there. This guy. Yeah. Listen. So for example, Abby, in Kenya, they don't even claim to be the same tribe. In Kenya, you have to be specific about which tribe they're from. They won't even claim the Oromo word. They claim the Ethiopian ones are called Oromo. The ones in Kenya, they'll be very specific on the tribe. They won't even acknowledge that the same tribe.
Yeah, because we united you guys. You should be happy. If it wasn't for
example,
would they even be?
So, yeah, the names that we use, people use here is things like Ayantu. Actually, one of my employees is called Ayantu, right? Arkani, Atinaf.
Yeah, those names don't even exist, bro.
Yeah, Bati obviously means like.
Yeah, these are not the same people, bro. They're just the same people by name, but they're not the same.
Beef 2 is a really common one, right? It's like, it means like sunshine or some shit, right? Bonsine, Bonani, Bone, Bontu, those kinds of words, right?
Yo, no cap.
So
those sound like South African Bantu names, bro.
Yeah, no, the
Abby,
names
you're Oromo, right, Abby?
Like Abdi, for example.
No, I'm
right? That's Arabic.
What is okay, what kind of Habesha are you though? Like,
on my dad's side, I'm Gurage, Sabatbet Gurage. On my mom's side, I'm half Amara and half Tigray.
Oh, so you got all the three.
Tigray from Eritrea.
The
Muslim Tigray from Eritrea.
Yo, hang on, Abby. The names you mentioned earlier, those are like literally Islamic names, like Abdi, Ka, or some shit. Those are not actually Oromo names. Those are Muslim names.
I mean, to be fair, most Oromos in Ethiopia are either Muslim or Christian, Orthodox Christian.
Yes. I think more like 60% are Muslim.
So, did you grow up in South Africa? Did you grow up in South Africa?
From the time I was 7, yes.
Oh my God! So, like in Cape Town or like Joburg?
Do you speak any South African language? Do you understand?
Yeah. I mean, I can understand Siswati.
I
don't speak it, but I can understand.
That's a rough place, though.
No, I left after the 2005 elections, bro. Well, my dad left, and then we followed him afterwards.
Yeah,
so wait,
Abby, have you actually ever had like? Yeah, he's of course.
No, I used to live in Ethiopia, and then after 2005 elections, my dad left for political reasons, and then after a year and a half, we left with him.
So now you're in South Africa, then.
Yep.
Yeah, big up to you, man. That's so there are a lot of Ethiopians there.
South Africa is not bad as to me as the way the media portrays it, man. I don't think
the media portrays South Africa as bad.
How is your community
in Africa
strong? Like Abi, is your
Wanga,
community strong?
Wanga, do you know Ethiopian politician, or like the big one, not small one?
What?
Do you know any Ethiopian politician, bro?
What do you mean? Do I know them personally, or like?
Okay, do you know the history of like Ethiopian politics, right? Because
yeah, of course I do.
Okay, you remember there was an election in 2005, which was like supposed to be the first like quote unquote free and fair election, right?
Yeah.
Do you know who used to be the leader of the party, the Kennedy party, the one that came?
Like Brahanu Naga?
Yeah, the Gurage guy. That guy and my dad are great cousins. So they're grandfathers. So my dad's grandfather and his dad, no, my dad's grandfather and that guy's grandfather are the same. So
that guy is like
my great grandfather.
Yeah, I see that guy right now. He's like universally hated.
He's like the education minister.
Like he's hated
because he's fading all those people.
Like he sold out his own party, like actually, just so that he could be a minister. Like so, he's actually like
the
most politician, right?
So my dad and him, like they kind of related, distant relatives, extended relatives, but they grew up in the same area in Devil's Eight and stuff. So they were kind of brothers, and even during that whole election period, my dad was kind of involved in his party, and that guy was the leader of the party. So once they almost won the election, and then Mullis, they pretty much banned all of them in prison, some of them. My dad was in prison for 2 weeks, but they couldn't find anything on him, so they left him. And after a while, he just packed up and left to go to SA.
So, is your family political refugee in South Africa?
No, he left. They put him in prison for 2 weeks because they thought he was involved with the guy. Because everyone knows him and that guy used to be related. They kind of grew up like brothers.
So like right now, if you want to go back, though, you think you have a problem? Like
obviously, they weren't going to imprison my dad and keep him forever, but he kind of knew, like, if these guys they're going to try and assassinate him or something. So in 2 months, he was able to organize. Like he had connections with people. He managed to get a job in SA, and then he in Eswatini, not even SA. He just left before they could kill him. And then after he got everything organized for us, it took him like a year and a half. He got a better job. He bought a house and everything. After everything was done, after a year and a half, we also left and went with him.
Good for you, man. Like, I mean, he did the right thing, I guess. But like, can you right now go back there though? Like, do you think you'll be in trouble if you go back?
Oh yeah, we can go back now. My dad was there like not too long ago. After TPA left now, like we can go back in.
I think when that regime that was persecuting him dies, there's nothing to be worried about.
To be honest, though, we were able to do whatever we wanted. They just wanted him. But once they realized that he left, they didn't bother us anymore. So even while the TPLF was still around, we could go back and forth whenever we wanted. He just couldn't go because they would have probably captured him at the airport, and he was never going to see daylight.
Bro, I think it's good. Paul Biya will arrest his children. They'll arrest you to ask him to come. Paul Biya don't give a shit.
Yeah, man. Yo, like, have you ever dated an Indian girl in South Africa or like any other nationality? Like,
yeah, I don't know if you guys would call her Indian because she was like half Indian, half colored.
Do they date Indian? That would be weird.
What?
Yeah, man.
Dating Indian is weird, man. It's like it's not for me. I don't know, man. It's just like Indian. Let them be.
Let them be. What do you mean?
To be honest with you, though, the Indians are good assets for Ethiopians here because, like, most of the spices you need for Ethiopian food, you can just go to an Indian shop and go get it.
Yeah. Similar. It's very similar. It's too spicy, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, it's just to me it's so very, very far.
So, like, the thing is, Abi, like, do you feel like you guys, like, the Habesha men, have more access to Indian women than like the local Bantu, Kaizo kind of people?
Bro, I've noticed most of the Habesha dudes here, bro. They'll never stop. This is why I kind of laugh when the South African dudes say the Nigerians are taking their women. Most of the Habesha guys that I know here, especially the ones that work in, like, they have their own shops and everything. No,
all women Bantu men, they're always scared about their men. It's the only men that are scared. If they give them free, the world.
No, Kifaru, let me just say what I want to say, bro. Calm down. You're getting offended. It's not even about you. Most of the Habeshas here that own like shops and stuff, like the ones that are in the shop business or whatever, and not like employees or anything, bro. I can guarantee you, all of them have a baby mother. Like all of them have one Bantu baby mother.
Indians.
No, they have a Bantu baby mom, like a black South African baby mother.
Oh, you mean Ethiopians?
Yes, those guys, the Ethiopians here in SA and Eswatini, the ones that have like, not the ones that you see like the doctors or stuff like, but the ones that work in shops and so on, like the ones that have their own shops and so on and so forth. Bro, almost all of them that I know, unless they're married or they came married or stuff, they have a baby mom. Especially if they're like in their 20s or 30s, they all have a baby mom.
Oh man, so you're getting all all the girls. That explains why they're trying to be xenophobic and stuff. The guys are taking out their
No, but I say, bro, I'm not gonna lie, it's not that big of a problem. Because that chick might have a kid with you, but she's gonna be with another man after a while. Like
those are
culture is similar to like American
bitches.
culture.
They're just bitches. You can't take bitches serious anyway. So.
Yeah, man. So I don't know how life would be in South Africa. I wouldn't feel safe.
And you know what they do with the kids? This is the funny thing. They don't even look after the kids. They just send it to their grandmother. Like mostly, like if she has a kid with a man, she will give it to her mother to raise it. So the kid will be getting raised by their grandparents.
So in Ethiopia, do girls do you have baby mamas in Ethiopia? Is it something that is a problem in your country?
Bro, are you crazy, Kifaru? If you impregnate a girl, you better marry her, bro.
Oh, that's good.
You might end up in trouble with that family, bro.
I was trying to ask if, like in most other African countries, girls try to use babies to pin down men, so you can't do that in Ethiopia.
Kifaru, bro. Dude, I don't know. Maybe it's not all across the country, but in most parts of the country, if you ever impregnate a girl, bro, the family might kill you if you don't marry her.
That's good. That's good. And that's good. That's good. I like that. So everyone is really, really, yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good. I think we need to
maybe though there is some cases though. People like maybe.
No, yeah, I understand, but it's not something that is common.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. I like that. In my country, girls who use babies like hustling. It's just crazy. Some girls.
Yeah.
Because to be honest with you, culturally, a woman is pretty much like if she has a baby with another man, unless she's a widow, bro, like she might as well be like.
Yeah. Even in my country, when you have a child, a woman. You need to wait when you get to your 40s or late 30s before someone is going to see if they can marry some older person, some thirsty dude somewhere that's not got women all of his life. When you have a baby when you're young, you're done. You understand? You're out of the market.
Except the Southern African region. The Southern African region is probably like the most sex positive region in Africa. That might be the reason why they have such high rates of HIV.
Yeah, they don't care, right?
Like it's the most sex positive. Maybe Kenya also, like from the way Kezo talks, they're also pretty sex positive.
Yeah, it's a culture. It's a culture that is not good. But what can you say? When you want to speak to them, they'll tell you their country is better than yours, so you keep quiet.
What? What are you saying, Kifar?
Yeah, that's what
I'm actually glad I got raised here, though. I'm not going to lie.
Their country is better than
yours. It worked out better.
What are you talking about? You keep quiet.
I don't give a shit about the country I come from, my guy. I'm not like tribal or I'm not a tribal person.
Yes, tribalism is bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's you guys. I think this channel is dedicated for that reason. I mean,
no, it's guys who just like to trigger people to come and talk shit about tribalism.
I don't really care. I have no loyalty. I have no loyalty to any.
Case, why you here? Kifaru, bro. Apparently, the PA is mad at me now, bro, because Ethiopia and Eritrea are about to go to war.
No,
Who's
no.
the
Part Eritrean American guy.
Who's that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the faggot, a rude boy? That's
It's some
the
Eritrean guy.
No, it's not
that's
No,
the
it's another guy.
homosexual,
He's
right?
also Eritrean.
Like a rude boy is like the faggot one, right?
Is
Yeah.
a rude boy actually gay? I don't think so.
He
He's
is
just
actually gay. Believe me, he's gay.
yeah,
He
yeah.
said it
He is
Because
himself.
something.
Yeah.
the way he talks about people's look, the way he talks about men look, I get a little bit worried. You can't be admiring a man like a woman, man. Oh,
But then
so
again, they learned that thing from Italians, like the Eritreans.
do Italians no man? Sometimes when we Africans we want to copy something, we just go extreme. I've been in Italy for a long time. Italians do admire women. They
No,
don't
like the
really.
Italian men used to use Eritrean men as soldiers, like a slave soldiers kind of thing, right? And then that's how they were. A lot of Eritreans I notice in the West are like you see a lot of homosexuals, and I think it has infiltrated that culture through colonization of Italy, of Eritrea, because I don't see it on our border, like in our side. We see it more on their side, this whole homosexuality thing. So I'm sure they learned it from the Italians because they gotta pay the booty tax, I guess. So it is what it is.
Oh, whoa. But I guess Eritrea should be a very strict country with your president who's a dictator. So I don't think there's any
No, they
hope for.
gotta go like across, the Mediterranean, like when the
Yeah, I
men.
think that's why they die so much in the sea trying to escape that tyrant.
Yeah, the ones they survive, like they get captured in Libya and probably raped. They rape men, women. The sad thing going on with Eritrean. And I stopped eating fish, by the way. I feel like I'm eating Eritrean, like if I eat a sardine. Like because
Bro, if Ethiopia and Eritrea go to war, it's gonna be like personal beef gonna come out again. So people gonna make it personal. Calling people fish food, man. That is oh god.
you know how many Eritreans are eaten by like sharks every year? I swear I'll never eat sardine. I feel like I'm eating my own brother.
But what will make Eritrea and Ethiopia go to war? I don't know. I don't think so. It's not the best interest for Eritrea. Ethiopia is bigger. Ethiopia can actually just.
This is what it does. Colonization. Like if you're like Italy first had to colonize their mind before they colonize their physical body, right? What happened was because they were colonized, they felt they were better than the other people because they were slaves. All of a sudden, they started eating pizza and pasta as their national dish, so they felt they're better. And they're proud of it because Isaias Afwerki, like the Eritrean president, you know what he said?
What?
He said Italy was able to colonize the entire North Africa because of us, the Eritreans. So he was proud of being Italian soldier, helping them colonize North Africa.
We've got some stupid West Africans that think they're Frenchmen as well. They fought for the French army. They will tell you how they fought for the French army to some stupid shit. But what's your country? And they had to kill all of them after anyway.
Yeah, the closer they are to the master, the more they feel like they're better than their brothers who are not, as close.
Yeah,
Sad story.
So what was Eritrea going to war with Ethiopia for, Abiy? Is it still over a dam? Is it still over water or access to the sea? What's the issue this time? Abiy's gone.
Man, I don't really follow up with those shithole countries.
Yeah, I know you might not know. Abiy should be the one to understand. I think this Kenya is going to sleep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't think Eritrea is
Where are you? In America?
Yeah, man.
Are you not scared?
Scared of what?
America.
That is my country. Why would I be scared?
Mass shooting, psycho, all kind of crazy shit going on over there.
Nah, man. Like that only happens to you like if you leave in rough places.
Do you have a gun?
Everywhere. No. You don't need a gun, really. Because
really, Americans will not agree with you on that point.
Because like I don't even if I can like everybody can get a gun. I don't want to because it's worse to kill someone than just be killed. I would rather get killed than kill someone.
What?
Yeah.
No way. No way. No way. We're gonna die together, man.
Nah, the way I see it, like spending the rest of your life in jail after killing someone. Like going to jail in this country is like the worst thing that could happen to you. You'll end up like being every rude boy. Like American prison is a tough place. Like
well, so when you go to jail, you have a very bad record. I think you can't do anything in the country, right?
If this prison in the state it's
yes,
it's like a living hell, right? So why would you want to kill someone and go to prison? You'd rather just get killed and put out of your misery, so you don't have to deal with all that.
Wow.
Look what happened to every rude boy. I think every rude boy was raped in Libya. To be fair, he was captured by
every rude boy. Come and defend yourself. You're right there in the chat.
Yeah. Now he gets really turned on when he sees like a lubricant, Vaseline, and all that stuff. Yo, that's kind of rude, but that's the truth.
I'm 28% Western Asian and not African. What does that even mean?
Jump on every boy, you old faggot. Come here.
It's not gonna come. It's not.
Coward like his ancestors, like a banda, sell out. He only bends over for Italian men. Yo, grazie. Every rude boy, grazie. Yeah, he understands that. Little feminine bitch. Alright, guys. I'm done for tonight. Big up Kifaru. We'll see you next time, bro.